Kindness and courage are the ultimate magic. The clips you're about to see will show you that heroes are all around us, always ready to step up without expecting anything in return. In the middle of a serious traffic accident, a brave stranger didn't hesitate for even a moment. His quick actions helped rescue the trapped victims and ensured everyone got out safely. The incident began when an elderly man unexpectedly became the target of an aggressive troublemaker. Fortunately, help arrived right on time as a group of brave bystanders stepped in and put an end to the harassment. A video that might bring tears to your eyes. On a cold, crowded street, a kind stranger brought a little bit of magic into a young boy's life.
What? Yeah, cold, bro. Tell me what happened to you.
A jacket, a few dollars, and a warm hug were enough to warm an entire soul.
You hungry? I'm so you know, I mean, why? Yeah,
So much.
During a trip to Montana, Jeff Seaman suddenly went into cardiac arrest. Fortunately, officers from the Rapid City Police Department acted quickly, performing CPR just in time to save his life, and once again proving what real-life heroes are made of.
Honey, help him! Yes, ma'am. Please help him! Help him, oh dear God, Christ! Oh.
After noticing a young man harassing an elderly gentleman in his 70s, a man having lunch nearby immediately stepped in and taught the troublemaker a small lesson. While a dangerous suspect was threatening two store employees with a sharp object, watch how this hero stepped in and immediately took control of the situation.
Oh, that looks bad.
Going on a solo adventure can sometimes come with unpredictable risks. This kayaker almost paid a heavy price if it wasn't for the heroes traveling on the same route that day.
Beautiful road. Yeah, hang on, I'm gonna hold on to you, all right? Come on, Cody, come on. Yeah, bud.
This might be the most important rugby tackle of this man's life. Not to score points, but to save his most precious possession. A car carrying a mother and her young child suddenly crashed into the water, And what the people around them did next? Witnessing that incredible rescue teamwork, it feels like every single one of them was wearing the S symbol of a true superhero on their chest.
Oh my Jesus. Oh my God. No. Oh my God.
Watching this moment, you'll instantly understand why firefighters are honored as heroes. Their courage has truly touched millions of hearts.
Oh my God. Oh no, oh my God. They got him.
With 8 years as a combat nurse in the U.S. Army Reserve, Alan Josie used all his experience to pull off a perfect Heimlich maneuver, saving a girl choking on candy at North Iredell High School. Can you think of a better way to rescue a horse trapped tightly between two tree trunks than what these two men did? Without their timely help, it's hard to imagine what might have happened to the horse. Having an older brother means you'll always have the strongest shoulder to lean on. Seeing that smile, you just know that that is the greatest victory of all. This is the moment someone realized that confidence and ability don't always go hand in hand. If he thought TSA was the place to test his luck, this lesson came pretty quickly. Because the moment he tried to push through, he got checked in a way nobody wants. Facing a scorching 43 degrees Celsius or 110 degrees Fahrenheit, a man suddenly collapsed right on the street. But the appearance of a brave woman with incredible quick reflexes completely turned the situation around. A terrible scenario almost happened if it wasn't for the saviors showing up. His quick thinking helped the driver escape a dangerous situation safely. Truly admirable. This wasn't just an ordinary animal rescue, it was a powerful example of what a united community can accomplish together.
So we can try this one more time, otherwise we should.
That's what I brought it for.
Let go, let go.
When a tiny life was in danger, the entire rescue team gave it everything they had. Using specialized equipment, wildlife officers worked tirelessly for 2 hours to bring the baby elephant back to safety. A truly perfect ending. After spending 2 weeks stranded in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, this man's hope was nearly gone until a ship captain decided to change course and rescue him.
Okay. No more. Only one. You.
Despite the dangers and risks lurking at sea, he likely wouldn't have survived without the timely intervention.
Welcome aboard, my friend. Welcome. Welcome aboard.
Trapped for 2 days after a landslide with no food or water, this dog family managed to survive thanks to a heroic rescue effort.
Pindah.
Thankfully, they have now made a full recovery. The mother said she could barely describe the feeling of watching her son drift farther and farther out to sea. To her, it felt like she had already lost him, until rescue crews found the boy more than a mile offshore. Without a second thought, that man dove into the ditch to rescue 2 panicked dogs trapped in the current. The kangaroo's chances of escape looked almost hopeless against the wire fence. Luckily, fortune smiled when a kind man showed up. After a few hard pulls, the man finally managed to free the animal to the cheers of the 2 young boys standing nearby. If there's an award for bravery, it belongs to every single member of the group of people who saved the baby that day. Just look at this. Heavy flooding had completely wiped out the village's transportation routes, turning the rescue into an extraordinary challenge in the middle of a natural disaster. A rip current is the silent killer these 2 student surfers accidentally ran into. Drifting far out and panicking, they almost faced the absolute worst. Luckily, the instructor's quick instincts saved them both right at the crucial moment. Life can be rushed, but kindness is never delayed.
Say bye, say bye. All right.
In the face of the vast ocean, humans may be small, but kindness and compassion are always greater.
Need some help? Give me the baby! Give me the baby! Give me the baby! I need. Give me the baby here! Here! Give me here!
The kindness of these 2 elementary school boys in the Philippines went way beyond anything their teacher expected. The kindness shown by these 2 elementary school boys in the Philippines went far beyond what their teacher ever expected. Local residents rescued a leopard trapped at the bottom of a deep well using an incredibly simple method. The clever animal quickly realized that the ladder was its only way back to freedom. After heavy rain flooded the area, a cow accidentally came into contact with a roadside utility pole and found itself in a dangerous situation. Without hesitation, a brave vendor sprang into action to save the animal. The fire department in Biguacu rushed to the scene after getting a report about a capybara trapped down a storm drain. The moment the capybara stepped out of the drain on its own and headed back into the wild warmed a lot of hearts. An aggressive man picked a fight with an elderly driver, thinking he could keep bullying him without facing any consequences. But this arrogant bully had no idea he was about to run into a serious opponent on a bicycle nearby.
T'as vu son âge? Casse-toi! T'es malade, tu te casses! Ça va, monsieur?
M'inquiète pas.
A literal race against death by two NYPD officers. They pulled off a breathtaking rescue, getting this 23-year-old victim off the tracks just seconds before the train rushed into the Queens station. A truly touching moment. Seeing this man burst into tears as he's reunited with his pet, you'll understand just how deeply he loves it. Realizing the emergency as to the house was burning intensely, he took action even before the authorities arrived. Thanks to that quick thinking and bravery, two women were safely moved out of the danger zone. Just looking at those sparkling eyes and that unstoppable smile, you can tell exactly how much this dog means to her. This moment is proof that love can connect any generation. Taking care of this elderly stranger with all his heart, maybe he's channeling the love and affection he misses giving to his own grandparents. When egos give way to compassion, any conflict can be resolved. The moment these two young guys put their differences aside to help the old lady proves the magical power of everyday kindness. In what seemed like a hopeless situation, this man appeared like a guardian angel, saving the dog from danger just in the nick of time. Here's another use for an excavator bucket, giving children a unique way to get to school. Facing a large and panicked animal is never an easy task. But watch how this man calmly takes control of the situation, gently freeing the trapped deer and helping it return to the wild. Despite the danger, these young men didn't hesitate for a second. They rushed straight into the burning building to rescue the victims trapped inside. Their bravery proved one thing: heroes don't need capes, they're all around us. In the middle of a snowstorm, the arrival of this Audi came as a lifesaver, taking on a mission that no one thought possible. Not just one, he managed to save 25 dogs from a fire in Lima, Peru, showing incredible courage and quick thinking. When it comes to rescue professionals, their ability to lock onto a target is no joke. The rainy season is also the time to watch out for venomous visitors lurking around your home. When her child's safety was on the line, a mother's instincts proved stronger than the threat itself. Without wasting a single word on an argument, the truck driver coldly activated the express return to sender service. This has gotta be an unforgettable lesson for anyone lacking basic manners. A little boy slipped and fell onto the tracks, leaving his visually impaired mother in absolute panic. A life-risking dive by the station hero turned the tables in spectacular fashion. As the thick black smoke engulfed the apartment, this family was left with only one choice to survive. If there was ever a moment that proved the power of strangers in an emergency, this is it. Sometimes just a quiet act on the street is enough to make someone's entire day a whole lot warmer. If you're still not sure why firefighters are always honored as real-life heroes, this footage is the answer. Every act of kindness is priceless, no matter how small. Let's nurture a healthy environment for children, one where every kid is cared for and nobody feels left behind.
Para tentar fazer o resgate.
Rescuing this terrified cat was far from any easy task for the firefighter. Fortunately, the little feline was safely brought to solid ground in the end. The unlucky robber had no idea he had just run past the wrong person. That heartfelt kiss was a priceless thank you for such a brave act. This is exactly the kind of neighbor everyone wishes they had. One decision to drive through deep floodwater was all it took to leave this SUV driver unable to escape safely. That's why rescue crews always give the same warning: never gamble with flooded roads. The whole thing happened so suddenly that the homeowner probably didn't even have time to process what was going on. The FedEx driver, however, reacted instantly and made the thief pay for his reckless decision. Chased relentlessly by a cow, this little goat had no choice but to hide under a car until someone showed up to help it out. Amid the roar of rushing water, the man could do nothing but cling to a rock and hope for a chance to survive. That chance came from 5 sick men who tied their turbans together into a rope more than 10 meters long and used it to pull him back to safety. A fire in Lewiston, New York, pushed a trapped herd of cows to the brink of life and death. 3 police officers immediately rushed straight into the wall of fire, guiding the whole herd to safety. The mission to protect life truly makes no distinction between humans and animals. Out in the waters of Copacabana, the current turned an ordinary day into a breathtaking rescue. I honestly didn't breathe easy until everyone made it safely back to shore. These selfless acts of courage once again remind us of the powerful bond that connects humanity. Thank you for joining Fast Instant Karma to honor these quiet but incredibly brave heroes. See you next time for more amazing stories right here.